Hey guys, I am Dr. Boyer, the Medical Director of Lancaster County Osteopathic and Integrative Health, and I wanted to share with you guys a video for a very simple recipe that is very healthy, and most people have, maybe you have these items in your pantry to make it super easy. So this recipe is literally 3 ingredients, 4 if you want to get fancy. We're going to get a little fancy here. So I want to show you what I have in here already. This is raw cacao powder, okay? It's important if you can you use cocoa powder or whatever you have at home, you can. However, we buy it in a big container like this at our local health food store. And you can see that it says raw organic cacao powder. Why raw? Raw cacao powder has one of the highest sources of vitamin C, guys, right? We're all trying to boost our immune system at this point. So getting anything with vitamin C is a great idea. It also has a high amount of magnesium, which we're all deficient in, and all of our cells, all of our cellular activities need magnesium. So our first ingredient is 1 cup of raw cacao powder, okay? Our second ingredient is coconut oil. Coconut oil is a great fat. It helps support our nervous system, helps support our body's abilities for our nerves to work, for us to be able to make our hormones, which are all super important. So we're just putting this in our Vitamix. You can actually do it without in just a fork or a whisk. We've done it that way as well. So 1 cup of raw cacao powder, 1 cup of coconut oil. Now coconut oil is a little bit tricky. There's a couple of different kinds of coconut oil. This is expeller pressed, okay? What does that mean? You can get coconut oil raw, you can get it cold pressed, or you can get it expeller pressed. Anything other than that, you do not want to purchase, okay? Raw cacao powder, or raw coconut oil tastes like coconut, is the one that is the least processed, but tastes most like coconut. So in our house, our family, most of our guys do not like the taste of coconut, so we stick with expeller pressed. Expeller pressed and cold pressed are pretty similar. There's a little bit difference in the amount of heat that is used to extract the oil, okay? Expeller pressed is a little bit higher of a heat than cold pressed, but it's still very low heat that is added to the coconut to extract the oil. Does that make sense? So 3 different kinds: raw, expeller pressed, or cold pressed is what you want. We've got expeller pressed, okay? We buy it obviously in the gallon because we use coconut oil for everything. I use it as moisturizer for our hands. I use it for ointments to add in essential oils for different salves and things. We use it for our butcher top to keep it conditioned. We literally use coconut oil for everything. Okay, so 2 ingredients so far. We've got a cup of raw cacao powder and a cup of coconut oil. Our next ingredient is honey. If you can find raw honey, that's going to be your best because it's filled with vitamins and minerals that we all need. And so, again, in the event that we're trying to boost our immune system, raw honey is a great option. It is also a great option to use if you guys do get sick. It is a great rehydrator. So instead of needing to go out and buy Gatorade, which is full of sugar and toxic coloring and is really not that great for us, you can actually take a little bit of water, like a 1/4 cup of boiling water, add a heaping teaspoon of raw honey, add a heaping teaspoon of Himalayan salt, let it mix all the way up, then add water, add some essential oils, add some tea, all that kind of stuff to add as a rehydrate or electrolyte replacement. And I'll actually post that in a different video. Okay. 1 cup of raw cacao powder, 1 cup of raw coconut oil, and the original recipe calls for 1 cup of raw honey. So if you guys are still just in the beginning stages of transferring over your diet from artificial sweeteners to natural sweeteners, I suggest that you use the whole cup. For us at this point, it's a whole cup of honey is a little bit too sweet, so we just use a heaping 1/2 cup per batch. Get everything that you can out of there, okay? So that is the base of the recipe. A cup of raw cacao, cup of coconut oil, and a 1/2 cup of raw honey. Now here's where it gets a little bit fun. I'm going to just start getting this mixed up a little bit. You can then choose to make it a little bit customizable. You can decide to add 1 or 2 drops of peppermint essential oil, the Vitality brand, the ones that you can use internally, and it'll make it taste like a peppermint patty. If you like Reese's peanut butter cups, then add a cup of peanut butter. We're going to use almond butter, and again, look at this bad boy. We accidentally got the huge version, but come to find out it actually wound up being a good idea. So we're going to add a cup of almond butter. Turn this off and add this in. And now it's going to taste like an almond butter Reese's peanut butter cup, even though they don't use almond butter. Okay? So we got all that in. Oh, thought we went off there. Okay, so now we got all of that in. All we do now is mix it up. And once it's mixed up, guys, this is what you do. You take, this is a small batch, so this is a casserole dish, and parchment paper, because it will stick. All you're going to do is pour it in here, and then you're going to plop it in the fridge and let it sit for a few hours and let it harden. You take it out and you cut it in little blocks. Just looks like a thick, almost like brownie batter. Just making sure it's all mixed up here, and I'm just going to plop. It's really thick. Okay, let me show you what this looks like. There we go. Get this to spread out. I usually use hot water. Get it to spread out as much as you possibly can. Okay, so it looks like this. Okay, so our fudge is finished. It's been in the fridge for an hour or 2. I just wanted to show you that this is what it looks like. You pull out the wax paper, paraffin paper, parchment paper, whatever you're using. Let me move this down so you guys can see what we're doing here. So it looks like a big blob, right? I'm going to take it off of the paper because I'm going to reuse the paper. That's how I roll. So I'm just going to fold that up. I'll reuse that. But let me just show you what we do here. Then we just cut it. My kids are anxiously waiting the end result so they can taste it. Whoops. So I just cut it in little squares. These are one of those treats where it's good to cut in little squares because it is really rich, but at the same time, can the kids have more than one? Maybe if they're good. Okay? So let me just show you what this looks like. A little piece. It's a little bit soft. Now you can put it in the freezer and it'll freeze up. But super yummy. If you guys have any questions, I should probably wait till I'm finished. If you guys have any questions or want to, I'll put the recipe below. Please like our videos, like our channel, share the videos, and share our channel. Thanks, guys.